So the final whistle has gone at Turfmoor, and that's right, we have started to right the wrong that is the past 10 years, 15 years maybe, between Burnley and Rovers, as we picked up a monstrous point against 12-man Burnley. What am I talking about? We'll tell you all about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're taking a look back at the 1-1 draw at Turfmoor as it was all settled on a morning or afternoon of crazy football as Rovers started to turn the corner and get to Lancashire blue and white once again. Today, it does feel like a victory. Of course it does, as Burnley were a shadow of shite. Not gonna sugarcoat it, guys. They were dog shit. Rovers, though, were a team, a unit, believing in themselves, and of course on a shoestring budget. We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Big shout out to the VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, subscribe. Your one-stop shop for Rovers is right here. We have a wonder goal as well to talk about, and that is, of course, Mr. Wyman's spectacular. We'll talk about that in just a second. Now, before we jump into the video, something brand new to the channel, and what is it? It's the join button. That's right. We've gone there. Memberships. That's right. We've opened up the floodgates to members, so you can now join and support the channel in another way. We have our first member, so a big shout out to him, but you can also join that member and becoming an extra special member of the community. Just click on the join button, follow the on-screen instructions, and become part of the gang. All right, then folks, here we go with a quick look back at the stats. Then, yes, break it down. 1-1 in the end, in a game which I think we were robbed, pure and simple. When we take a look back at it, you should agree, because we were down to 10 men for a good 30 minutes of it. Referee disallowed a plain and simple goal, which should have made it 2-1 for Rovers. And at that point, so if the goal had stood, should I say, if the goal had stood 2-1, there's no way Burnley are winning this. There's no way Rovers are going down to 10 men, and of course we would have broken the bit of a hoodoo. But we're going to have to take this positive, because it is a massive step in the right direction to getting Blackburn Rovers back to where we belong, of course, and that is, of course, the forefront of Lancashire, and of course back towards the promised land. It was a solid team performance from Rovers, something that cannot be said for Burnley. They look disjointed, discombobbled. Yes, they are throwing a few new faces in at the same time, but realistically, when you calm down to it, the underlying factor is, do they actually want to be there? Do these players, the Lyle Fosters, the Browners, the Traffords, of course, do they actually want to be playing football for this lot in the Championship? Probably not. And of course, a few more frustrating results like this, and the cracks, well, of course, that are there. We know there's cracks in this team that Burnley would talk about, but we'll know for sure as, of course, we get into the season, of course. Good shout. I think the international break is coming great for both these two sides. Maybe Scotty Parker can get the shit in order for Burnley and get them back on track, because it's back-to-back games now without a win, and coming into this on the back of a shambolic display against 10-man Rovers who were brought together on a shoestring. To be honest with you, I think, perfect time for everybody. Rovers then can now build up and, of course, look forward to taking a bit of a break, getting, of course, any injuries out of the way, and then, of course, starting working towards the bigger goal, which, of course, is climbing and remaining as high as we can in the table. But look at the stats there. Yes, possession, if you're a possession-based guy, it goes in favour of Burnley. But look at the attempts. We had 10 shots to their 15. They have got some good talent. Their bench was loaded. I think their bench was more expensive than our whole team combined, our whole squad. But yeah, the defining factor was that red card, because Mac Gay had them on strings. He had everybody on strings. He had Burnley's defence on strings. He had the referee on strings. And the referee couldn't handle him. He couldn't handle him. And of course, he sends him off. What should have been a quiet word in his ear, a bit of professionalism by the referee to say, hang on a minute, fella. You're new to this league. Calm your jets. Don't go doing that around here, or otherwise you're going to be fit. But instead, he goes and he makes a scene, sends him off to the eruption of the six-fingered inbred crowd, and I'm talking about the home support there. The away side was absolutely fantastic, and they would deserve more than the point. We deserve more than the point. And again, if we hadn't gone down 10 men, we would have won this game. We would have purely won this game. But hey, you know what? A draw at their shithole of a ground, where it is a risk for your health to go there, to come out of it with a draw with 10 men, with the referee completely against you, ruling out a clear and obvious goal if you play it back, you can play it on loop for all I know. It doesn't get any. The mind boggles. It really does, and it screams for VAR. I know we can't get it, but the goal should stood. It was not offside. There was a bit of a 50-50 tussle off the ball, but that just cancels each other out. It's absolutely ludicrous that we didn't get that goal, and it's absolutely ludicrous that he goes ahead and sends Iron off. So there's two monumental, game-changing decisions by the referee, who really should be docked wages and maybe even embarrassed. Maybe should go out and clean the streets of Burnley as a punishment, because that was the worst refereeing decisions I've made, or that I've seen, in a long, long time. Let's take a look at the players then. Let's take a look at this squad by Burnley. As you see, look at the valuations. Absolute jokester. Total valuation, knocking on 100 million. They spent 70 million getting this talent here. Absolute ludicrous compared to our boys, purchased for around about 4 million, 24 million bits of talent. Shoestring FC. But let's run it back to you. We got Trafford between the sticks. What a joke. I'm glad he's not with us. I don't trust that keeper. I trust Pears more than I do Trafford. Can't believe, look at this. It's like Christmas time, all the cards that we got. Absolutely joke. They had Steve at the back. Worrell, of course, did look good together. Perez at the back as well. Roberts, strong back four, but they were lucky. They were lucky we were down 10 men. I think Ohashi caused some problems at the back end, and again a little bit longer. And if we had an extra man, we would have won that game. And I think Ohashi could have even got a goal. Anyway, moving forward, Brownhill looked a little shit today. Laurent was okay. Good debut for Hannibal was. Yeah, no, I didn't see much. I give Jayden Anthony credit. I think he was a great cross for the goal. Foster puts it in the back of the net. Koleosho was a handful, and he will be a nightmare for all this season. But as for Rovers, realistically, his man of the match performance, you would think Owen Beck at the left back, thrown into the lion's den. But we have Pears. Kudos to him. Made a couple of good saves. Dom Hyam, Carter, Owen Beck, Callum Britton, Travis wearing the captain's armband alongside him, Tronstad. Then we have Tyree Stolen, Hedges, Wyman with the wonder strike. I've not even talked about the wonder strike. And then Mac Gay, who was an absolute handful. Let's take a look at the benches then. Another £18 million worth of talent spent on the bench, around about to £27 million as well. We've got £2.45 million of talent or whatever on the bench. But let's talk about Wyman's goal. We've seen some wonder goals already this season in the Championship. We were on the back end of one against Oxford. They put a cherry, Mark Harris's goal. But this one, considering the circumstances, we're a goal down against the six-fingered inbred lot in a game that means so much to both sides of Lancashire here. It was a wonder strike. Mac Gay involved, pairs with the long ball. Mac Gay heads it on with the assist. Wyman does what Wyman has done. And we needed this. We've needed this sort of quality for years. He's chipped in with a couple of goals already this season, but this one is a star-spangled banner banger. It's not an American goal, but it's a phenomenal goal, phenomenal strike. And I'm happy to see it. Moving back to the subs, look at this for a ballsy call from John Eustace. Leo Duru, 19 years of age. You got Joe Stella here, established right back. You could even chuck in McFadzean here to fill in, maybe even repurpose Travis or Buckley can play at right back sometimes. But chucking this lad in, 19 years of age for Duru, oh my days. Crazy stuff. Let's take a little look then at the match ratings, of course, supposedly by an impartial person. They're looking at the man of the match for Lyle Foster, 7.5. Don't think that's true. Then you get some grade A performances from Dom Hyam. I thought he was a little bit sloppy. Wyman, Tyree Stolen, and Ryan Hedges. Max Gay with 6.2 is very, very harsh. Just stupid. Raising your fingers at the referee, stupid, but realistic. 6.2 is harsh. Lucas Kosher, 5.9. What are they bloody rating here? What are they trying to rate? I don't know who does these. I really don't know who does these. I should just come up with my own, because this is quite a joke. This guy was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. But Owen Beck had him at 6.4 for this guy. Are you watching the same bloody game? So you got to look at that with a pinch of salt, because that is not true whatsoever. Let's take a look at the heat maps. This is Burnley's heat map. A lot of grass covered. Yes, they're at home. They've got a one-man advantage as well for a good portion of the game. For a third of the match, might I add. A third of the match, they had a one-man advantage. As for Rovers, this is their heat map. Yes, we're pegged down here. But we did exploit the turf one we had. It literally exploited the turf. Turfmoor turf. And again, preferring the left. Owen Beck left. down this hand side. Again, kudos to them. You know what? I predicted a 1-1. I thought a 1-1 would have been a fair result before kickoff. They're a great time to play them. Don't get me wrong. I think Burnley will, they will get good eventually. And we played them at the right time. And now, next time we play is at our place. And hopefully we can give just enough, a similar sort of performance, really, because we were pretty much, phenomenal today. We were a class above considering what they've got at their disposal. Let's take a look at the shot grid then. As you can see, look at this long-range spectacular. Who the fuck is that clown? It must have been a Rover. Oh, is that Wyman's? That's not Wyman's. And I don't think it was like that wide. Wyman went for a range around about here. Not sure. Oh, yeah, that was Hedges. This was Hedges' ambitious effort to try and put over Travers. But look at these long-range efforts. Again, long-range efforts from Burnley. The key man for them was Foster. He had 4 efforts. Brownhill also with 4. Rovers' best man was Wyman with a couple. But we also had shots spread around the grounds. Then we had 210 passes to their 564. Wow. 756 touches for them, 402. They had better aerial duels. They had pretty much good numbers across the board. But defensively, as a team, as a unit, there ain't no better than a blue and white halves, man. Let's take a little look then, shall we, at Mr. Eustace then, shall we?
John Eustace, your verdict on a very hard-fought 1-1 draw. What did you make of your team's performance?
Excellent. Very proud of the group, very proud of the effort. I thought it was a fantastic performance.
Just to take the game from the very beginning, to concede so early, how big a setback was that to your team?
It was a setback, but you can see we've got the character in the group that, doesn't affect the group. We've come back from goals behind already this season, which is pleasing. We always knew coming here, first 20 minutes would always be very hostile and they'd play with a real fast tempo. The way we conceded the goal was very poor. We needed to be more aggressive, especially when the ball went down the sides. But, that was disappointing. But we grew into the game and we brought... we scored a fantastic goal after about 20 minutes, I think it was. So, that's why we brought Andy Weimann to the football club. Great experience, and what he brings, his class on and off the pitch, helps the rest of the group, and, it's top quality.
It is top quality. Yes, we that's what we needed. We needed men. We needed men at this club. We've been relying on the kids for far too long. Don't get me wrong. Some kids can't make that great, that transition up to regular starting 11s, and we've seen it already, but we definitely needed that experience, the guys that can dig us out of a hole, and Wyman was definitely that, and it is monumental. He said it there, coming back from losing position is what we've lacked. I remember us caving in under Mowbray. I remember us not really giving too much desire when we do concede early on under previous regimes. So it's great to see Rovers, doing that, and it has been, against Norwich, against Oxford. So, it doesn't matter the opposition. We just seem to give up to keep on going until the bitter end.
The scenes after he'd hit that strike and found the back of the net right in front of your supporters, they were quite special. What did you make of it?
Yeah, amazing. It's a really proud moment. Everyone was very proud of the performance today from the players, but I tell you what, the performance of the fans was outstanding today. They really got us through them difficult moments, and even at the end there with 10 men, they really get us going, and I was very, very grateful of all their support. Thank you.
You did have the ball in the net again in that first half through Tyree Stolen, but it was quite quickly ruled out. We were a little bit confused in the stand as to what had gone on. What was the verdict from the touchline?
Sorry, John, I want to interrupt you right there. It was absolutely ludicrous. I don't understand it. I played it back a couple of times now. I don't know what was wrong. There was a clash of a couple of players, but it was more 50-50. It wasn't, when you play it back, it looked more Burnley on a Rovers man, to be fair. But I think we were robbed with that. We were also robbed with the red card, but I'm sure John's going to elaborate on that now.
What was the explanation given to you?
Yeah, they said he was offside, but I think it's very clear he wasn't offside.
Off bloody side. There's me thinking it was a clash of bodies there, but offside my ass. If that was the ruling, offside, then I had a small element of it in my own belly there, thinking that maybe we did foul the man. But if they're claiming that offside, then that's ludicrous.
thought the performance of the officials was very poor today, especially on our
agreed.
side. So, disappointing on that. But again, no excuses. These boys, this group of players that we've got, just keep fighting and keep going. And to get a point with 10 men against a really good Championship team with lots of Premier League experience, big name signings, is really good.
You comment about the officials there. I'm imagining that's going to lead us to a conversation about the yellow cards that lead to a red card. What did you make of Gay's sending off?
Listen, when you raise your hand and you're putting a yellow card to the referee, you're gonna get another yellow card. I thought his first booking was very, very harsh. I don't think that should have been a booking, and even the foul on Maktar, the lad didn't get booked for that, and so there's frustration for Maktar out there. And again, I just felt that the officials were not supporting Blackburn as much as they should have.
Yeah. Choice words there. Got to be careful with what you say with the referees. But yeah, I maybe he deserved a yellow card for his involvement in the match itself. But really, a second yellow card for that. It could have just been, a telling off. Hey, you're new to the league. We don't do that over here. Knock it off, or I will actually have to send your ass off. So a little bit of extra pause there from the referees. Instead of being scattergun and just going for, let's go to a card here and be the man. It'll make it all about me. I think it's a bit harsh for the referee to do just that. And you just have a little bit more composure, a bit of patience with the guys. Say, oi, knock it on the head. We don't do that over here. And then let's leave it at that. You just tell it's just frustrating the way they handled this. Very amateur hour by the referees on display today.
Matic, just on Gay, is that a conversation you have to have with him, or is he well aware?
I think he's got to learn what the Championship's all about. He's coming from a different league in Europe, and
exactly.
He's got to learn that he can't do that. I thought his performance for an hour was very good. He set up the goal, and he's learning about us and the league every day. So you've got to expect bumps in the road, and he'll come back from this no problem.
And can you take as much pride in the defensive display after that as you did in the coming back from conceding the goal early on?
Yeah, listen, I'm very, very proud. I'm proud of the group. I'm proud of the group from last year. The way we stayed up against all the odds last season, you could see we were building momentum. We didn't win enough games last year, but we certainly made ourselves very difficult to play against. Now we've got a bit more quality in the group, especially in the forward areas. And, it's nice to see vital goals like that going in. And, the start we've had's been a real positive one.
Yeah, it's kept this run going in the league, hasn't it? I think before today, no Championship side had got more points than Blackburn Rovers have since you got your first win in charge. Is there a confidence in the group as a result? Do they feel like they can get out of situations and win games and stay unbeaten?
I think we proved that last season. As I say, we're dead embedded last year, and to stay in the league like we did on 53 points was an unbelievable achievement. And that was from the boys. And they've had a really good pre-season. We've recruited well, and we've got to continue with that now, and we've got to keep going.
Just a quick word on transfer business. It was deadline day, of course. Owen Beck got his debut today. How impressed were you with him, and what does he bring to you? And he looked absolutely cream crackered at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it was he certainly wasn't expecting to play. Peak obviously dropped down yesterday.
Solid debut from Owen Beck. Sorry, John, again interrupting you like this, but yes, solid debut. Arguments can be made that he should have won the man of the match. He gave everything, and he did not look out of place in the Championship
today. Didn't drop down. He said he couldn't play, from his injury on Tuesday. So Owen came in. I thought that this would be a perfect game for your debut. You don't have to think about it. You're playing the big derby. The adrenaline will get you through. Took him a little 10-15 minutes to get used to the pace of it, but when he got up to speed, he was outstanding.
And just a word on yesterday where you made the signings. What are those three guys going to be bringing to Blackburn Rovers?
Yeah, just bringing more competition for places. It's important that we have competition in all areas, and everyone who comes in is going to help the squad. It's not about any individual. It's not about any big egos or anything like that. It's just making sure that when whoever's playing on the pitch for Blackburn, they're together, and when we make changes, they're together, and that's what it's all about if we're going to be successful in the league.
Well, what's been said on social media? Let's take a little look then, shall we? Adam Catterall says 10 versus 12. Ran our bollocks off. Gave them nothing. Legit goal disallowed. Officials awful all afternoon. I'll take that. But if Gay stays on, we'd beaten them. They're shite. Meanwhile, Lewis Hartley says, great point against 12 men. Umar Rafik said, well defended in the second half. Had chances to win it as well. Much better than the first. James Marr said, we deserve that. Positives, Beck was superb, very versatile, very resilient down to 10 men. Negatives, ref was wank. Gay needs to keep his head. Meanwhile, Aaron Holt says, really good point against the Championship underdogs. I was worried that how Burnley started. We get thumped again, but that was a solid performance. Man of the match has to be Owen Beck. Really solid debut and kept Show in his skyrocket. Meanwhile, Galileo Rossi Blue says Beck should have been given the man of the match. What a player. Please start him every game. Tommy, BR 1875. Grit, determination, phenomenal effort from the lads to hold on to that. Down to 10 men with over half an hour to play. Could have been different with 11 on the pitch, but credit to every one of them. Show great spirit. Really well seen out. Proud of that one. Well done, lads. Meanwhile, Adam Taltuki said, cracking point after playing with 10 men for half an hour. All credit to the lads. Feels like we would have won with 11. Looked more dangerous than them as the game went on. Ref was a disgrace. Robbed us of 3 points. Wyman unreal goal. And can't wait to see how the new signings bed in. Carl Wicks said, Breck looks like a player Ohashi put himself about to win what very little scraps he had. Dolan and Travis covered every blaze of grass. You cannot be proud of what this team is becoming. Stephen Gill said, happy with a point after going down to 10 men, but oh my gosh, what a joke of a ref. He needs investigating for that dire officiating. TJ Cunningham, well done boys, been absolutely robbed here. Goal ruled out, red card was a joke. If you're going to do it to Gay, then you've got to give Hannibal a second yellow when he did it. These screw yous should be glad we went down to 10, otherwise we would have won that. Not your business, said. Draw away from home in a derby match. What could be more? What could you ask for more or whatever? After years of having the players crumbling in these matches, it's a massive breath of fresh air. And then, of course, the rest is history, guys and girls. And speaking of history, these matches are history, of course, as we complete another match day of it in the Championship. Heading into the international break now, but some standout results. QPR beating Luton at the Kenilworth Road. Monster result there. Good result for us at the shithouse ground that is Turfmoor. Cardiff look in trouble. 2-0 loss at home. They might come back with a new manager. Coventry also losing to Norwich, of course, who again continue slow start. Mill with a big 3-0 win over Wednesday. Danny Rolls Wednesday. Not great there. West Brom with a big 1-0 win over Swansea, grinding it out. Pompey finding life hard in the Championship now. 3-1 drubbing by Sunderland. Leeds 2-0 up against Hull City. That's job done. Plymouth losing the Schumacher Derby against Stoke City. Oxford give Heckingbottom a welcome return to the Championship. 3-1 win there. And Derby put 3 past Rovers' next opponents. Bristol City still to come. It is United, Sheffield United up against Watford. The table, though, looks like this. And if it was to end today, we would take that all day long. We do sit above them, not down the road, with an unbeaten start to the season. Have Burnley got an unbeaten start? No, they haven't. And we are, of course, within striking distance of second place. Let that be, of course, a good start, though, for Rovers. No defeats. Still leaking a shit ton load of goals, though. But we're scoring goals in quite a good bit of order. This is the next round of games, and they're going to come at you on starting with Friday the 13th. As Hull City take on Sheffield United in a bit of a Yorkshire affair there. Then Millwall Luton in the early games, or one of the early games. Leeds against the Six-Fingered Freaks. That's a good cracker. Looking forward to that one. Oxford against Stoke. And then the 3 o'clock kickoff, Swansea, Norwich, Watford, Coventry, Plymouth, Sunderland. Excuse me. Sheffield Wednesday, QPR. We have Middlesbrough, Preston, Derby, Cardiff, and Portsmouth, West Brom. But the game of the day will be Rovers. It will be Bristol City, and it will be at Ewan. And we should be live. I don't know if I will be live. Pete might be live. But anyway, it's going to be an absolute banging weekend. Enjoy your 2 weeks, Rovers. The videos will continue on the channel in some shape or form. But until then, we are done.